No, it's not. Okay, I thought we had to match the keys to the right hole, but it's not the case. So that's okay.
Wow.
This is not what we think it's going to be.
It's cheesier than I imagined, but still beautiful.
All right.
Oh. Okay. I wasn't really thinking about the possibility of yet another lock. This seems like overkill. Well, there's no serial number.
Figures.
Maybe I can break it open.
Nice knife. I don't think that's how you use a hammer. That's more like it. If only we'd had one of those earlier in the game. I just need heftier tools. Key is probably somewhere obvious.
This is not a problem. The key is probably somewhere obvious.
Threepwood!
Ah!
I should have removed it first. And locked the safe.
LeChuck, my old nemesis. Here we are again. Looks like this story ends the way it was always destined to end, with just you and me and the secret.
Not quite.
I don't suppose it'll do me any good to point out that you're cheating again?
I've underestimated your resourcefulness, Threepwood. But force always wins in the end. You should try it sometime.
Good luck opening that. It's well made. I tried everything I could think of for a whole minute, and I didn't make a dent in it.
Of course not. The secret can only be revealed in a ceremonial chamber located deep within the bowels of Monkey Island.
That would have been nice to know ahead of time.
It pleases me to have you live with the knowledge of how close you were to having this before I took it from you. So, I've decided not to kill you right this minute.
Super generous.
Outside that door, the deal is off. Don't even think about following me, and count to 100 before you leave the building.
Typical evil genius. They never kill off the hero that's clearly going to thwart them. Straight out of a Bond movie.
100.
Guybrush! Whiteybones said she saw you come in. Are you all right?
No. I mean, yes, I'm fine.
Do you want to talk about it?
LeChuck has the secret, and he's headed for the bowels of Monkey Island.
Hey, Finn.
The
Nice to see you.
caverns underneath the big monkey head?
There's no time to lose. Let's talk on the way.
How are you doing? Beneath the Monkey Head, Part 5. This is the final part of the game, so excluding any seriously obscure puzzles, we should be done
That did seem like a
today.
better way to get here than making the potion. I'll definitely have to take notes next time.
Yes, I just hope it turns out to be worth all the effort.
What effort? That was easy.
I'm not talking about the trip over. I mean all the work you've done leading up to it. Not to mention the trail of destruction you've left in your wake.
Just got back from work? Good. Is that you done for the weekend, or are you work tomorrow as well?
Well, of course. I'm a pirate. It's part of the lifestyle.
It can still be surprising when you encounter it in practice. Odina told me an exciting story about what happened on Bermuda. Apparently, you managed to destroy a priceless traditional artifact and the government of an entire island in 5 minutes flat. That's quite impressive. Even for you.
I was quite proud of that one.
It took way more than 5 minutes. I had to win a bunch of contests first.
Yes, Odina told me your joke. Uncomfortable under the arms. Quite funny.
It
Odina
wasn't.
also thinks you cheated on your algebra test and tried to poison her.
It wasn't poison. It was just hot pepper. She was fine an hour later.
I did have to convince her not to file suit. You owe me one.
I appreciate that. Incidentally, I think you might also be royalty now, since you're married to me.
I thought something felt different this morning. But I was talking about your freewheeling lifestyle. Did you know the Museum of Pirate Lore has shut down?
You don't say.
2 of its prize exhibits went missing. Curiously, there was only one name in the guest book.
I signed a guest book. Oh, I am slipping. A good thief never signs a guest book. Working tomorrow too? A short day? Oh, short days are the best. Feels like you still work and earn money, but then you feel like you've got like half a day off. I quite like those. We do a little bit of work. Hey, Mamba. Long time no see. You knew me as Harmless on World of Tanks before you left it. How are you doing, favourite former archer? I'm doing great, thanks. And I'm not a former archer. I am still an archer. I've taken it back up. I had retired for a few years, but I have taken the sport back up because my eldest daughter, wanted to get into it seriously. And funny you should mention that. This was her first year, or last year was her first year in it. And just today I got back and there was something thrown through the letterbox. It'd come from the local archery club, a certificate saying she was ranked 13th in the UK in her first year of archery. So, brilliant. Wish both of us good luck. Thanks very much. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling with a bit of an injury, which I could overcome, I think, with lots and lots of training. But I'm reluctant to put that amount of effort into it because I don't know where I'm going to go. So I'm just kind of shooting for fun, although it's not as much fun when I'm struggling. But she's doing great. She's doing really great. What were we talking about? We destroyed a pirate museum or something?
I used a pseudonym. How did you know it was me?
Mighty Pirate. It wasn't hard to figure out.
Doesn't everyone use that one?
Herman Toothrot is also a little upset with you. He says you took his key and left him in a dark cave.
How does she know? How does she know that? You took up shuriken jutsu at one point. Is that literally throwing shurikens? Because I've not actually heard it name that. But it sounds pretty fun. I had to go axe throwing, but that was just a one day, just a fun experience. And the axe throwing was, it was okay, but we had to go with like proper weighted throwing knives. That was way more fun. I found I could aim and throw those. They were good. I like that. Not very practical if you ever had to use it. Not that I would use it in a fight, obviously, but thinking historically, and as we see in computer games, there's all sorts of like Assassin's Creed things, people throwing daggers and stuff. It doesn't seem to be a terribly practical thing to do, but it was fun to play as a bit of a sport. I took up judo shortly, for a short period as well, but I didn't stay at it long before I decided to get back into archery, and whilst I absolutely it's my favourite martial art of all the ones I've tried. I absolutely loved it. It's probably not conducive to finger health. There's lots of people with broken fingers and dislocated fingers, and I thought, if I really want to do well at archery again, that's not going to help. So it is like the shurikens. Yours was stick shuriken as opposed to ninja stars. Oh, okay, cool, nice. I'll have to look into that. That looks cool. I couldn't get back into the cave without the lamp. I would have notified the authorities eventually. Yeah, the magic sign only works with one person.
The magic sign only works with one person, and I didn't have any way to know that in advance.
Well, you'll be happy to know he made it out. I rescued him myself.
How?
I am happy to know that. Thanks. Remind me why we're talking about all this?
It's just, I'm worried that the secret can't possibly measure up to the effort and anticipation. What exactly are you expecting to find?
I honestly don't know. But yeah, you still playing World of Tanks then? Or have you moved on? Gather that knife throwing was spin throwing with the knife wheeling end over end. I suppose it probably would, but over the distance we did it, it just had a very heavy weighted blade. It was just like one piece of metal. And once you released it, it looked as if it was just flying straight forwards. I don't remember it spinning, but over a greater distance, I guess it would have spun. I think it was over a year ago, so I'm not sure. Archery with the Olympic recurve bow. In fact, I don't have a link for that, do I? No, I haven't. Because as soon as I alt tab out of here, it's gonna minimise that. But I do have an archery command in chat. Yeah, I used to shoot for England and Great Britain, but I retired back in 2014, I think officially. 2013, I didn't really compete much. And yeah, thought that was probably me done, but no, I've got back into it. So yeah, it was good fun. It was good fun when I was. Funnily enough, when I was seriously into it, I didn't really have any injury problems at all. And it's only since I retired and I then tried to shoot that I've got a torn bicep tendon in this arm, which might not be caused by archery, but it certainly is aggravated by doing it now. It's not so much the weight as the rotation of the arm coming back. Once it rotates past a certain point, I don't know, things start to hurt, and I decided not to get it fixed.
I have no idea. That's why it's so important that I find it.
Well, be careful what you wish for.
You're writing a book on World of Tanks? Cool. What's is it like a fan fiction sort of thing, or a thesis on mobile games and their
just
monetization?
Like old times. Are you
scam
ready for
practices?
the caverns?
Are we looking for caverns? We are looking for caverns, and I do remember it. I remember the wax ear bud. And don't we need a head to navigate through there?
I remember them, full of lava and tiny ledges.
It's a good thing you're wearing your adventure boots.
Hope you also brought your adventure sword.
Well, well. You go on ahead, sweetie. I'll catch up.
That's cute. Hey, Graculus, how close to being an Olympian was I? I was eligible to go to the selection shoot for the London 2012 Olympics. After they changed the criteria for it, because there was only 3 gents in the UK, and they're the 3 that made up the final team, actually shot the qualifying scores to go to the selection shoot. So it would have been pointless having the selection shoot because 3 members on the team, only 3 people were eligible to go to it. So they reduced the minimum scores required down just a bit to try and... Basically what they did, the governing body had about 3 or 4 preferred candidates that they wanted to see get in the team that hadn't made the selection scores. So to get them to the selection shoot, they had to reduce the requirements down a bit, which made me eligible for it, but I didn't find out till it was too late to go. And it wouldn't have made any difference because I wouldn't have made the three-man team. The 3 guys we had at the time were some of the best in the world. And I wouldn't have knocked one of them out. I might have made the reserve because I was as good as the 4th guy, but he didn't get to shoot anyway because the reserve only takes part if one of the proper team members can't compete for any reason. So close. But in the same year, I made the Great British Field Archery team. Field archery is slightly different activity, and that was held in Val d'Isère in the Alps, and that was really good fun. So, and it was on in August, just after the Olympics as well. It was good fun. You weren't interested in recurve bows? I shot long bows and flat bows as well, and compound, but the one I prefer the most is the Olympic recurve style. Hey, Mr. Fester, rotator cuff, fun times injury. We're not sure if it is because I've had it MRI scanned. And it has no bearing on like overhead lifts and movements. It hasn't reduced my strength, and the surgeon from the scan results said it's bicep tendon, the long head. He's going to chop it off for me. He said I didn't need it, and I wasn't so sure, and I didn't plan on doing anything that required it anymore anyway, or that would aggravate it rather, and so I didn't go ahead with the surgery. But I'm maybe regretting that now. Regarding World of Tanks, a lot of information that Wargaming doesn't tell anyone that'd be very useful. That's very true. A lot of stuff that's not in the game, you have to go to third-party websites to find out. That would be very useful. Very jealous of my archery experience. You'd always wanted to shoot. You're never too late to take it up if you want to take it up for fun. And there's people in their 50s and 60s have made national squads in Olympics, especially in America, where the selection process is a lot more open, or it was, where if you were the best, you got to go, regardless of what the governing body thought of your personality or character. No lifting servers above your head or deadlifting them. Interestingly enough, I have no issues with overhead lifts. There's no pain, there's no restrictions, there's no problems. It is literally only an arm rotation problem, and it's when if I flex, if I try to pose, and it's rotating my arm back to that position that hurts. And I first noticed it not during archery, but doing barbell squats. Got into position, got the barbell on the shoulder, was about to lift, and I thought, my arm's going into cramp. That feels really uncomfortable. And that was very early on in my archery career, before I shot a lot and before I shot heavy weight. So that's why I'm not sure this was caused by archery. But anyway, it's a pain in, I was going to say pain in the arse, but it is a pain in the arm, literally. Want to know your favourite bit of info in World of Tanks that's ridiculous? Go on. Go on, there's lots of ridiculous stuff about that game. So yeah, Graculus, I didn't make the Olympic team, but I was eligible to go to the Olympic shoot-off, which would have been fun. Would have been nice to have said I'd been there if I'd been notified about it in time. Not that it would have made much difference. Being reserved would have been a cool thing. Maybe could have arranged a nasty accident for one of the top 3 guys. But yeah, I got to represent Great Britain at the World Field Championships. I've represented England 5 times, which I think I actually enjoyed more. Just because I probably shot better on those occasions, and that was at target archery, not field. And we cleaned up everything. Every time I wore an England shirt, our team just won everything, and I did well, and I really enjoyed those. Plus there were more local things. I didn't have to travel abroad, and that meant there was less waiting around, sitting around being bored, so that was quite good. In World of Tanks, they don't tell you how to read your angle with respect to tanks in front of you for bouncing shots. They show you the actual math behind it, but not how to freaking use it. Oh, okay. I've played a little bit of the game again, and I'm not going to make any videos on it ever, because I'd just be repeating the same stuff. Tanks have changed and maps have changed, but other than that, all the same issues are still in the game as they were when I played 6 years ago. So, nothing new to say, not going to repeat the same stuff. Archery in the Olympics has become too high-tech with the bows. They need to use a normal longbow. I don't know if that would be as exciting. It's a different skill set and a different set of challenges, but as a spectator sport, I think what makes it good in the Olympics, the current format in the Olympics is the best it's been for spectators, because it gets very close, and if there's never a point where one archer has an unassailable lead, because of the set system they use. The other one, or the underdog, can always come back and throw a surprise and win, and it's quite good. And because they can be accurate, it's quite close. You're expecting people to shoot 9s and 10s, and the trouble with a longbow is that if you were shooting at the same distance, there wouldn't be as many 9s and 10s. It would be 8, 3, 2, 10. Like, it would be randomized in that. And so it might be more of a whitewash, because we see that sometimes with barebow shooting, where they use Olympic-style recurves, but without the sights and stabilizers. So it's a lot harder to aim. And those men and women who shoot that are really skilled and really good. But sometimes it just becomes... the matches look a bit more one-sided, although I think they have set systems in that too. But yeah, it's a definite different skill with it. Yeah, compounds they don't use in the Olympics. And the current compound system, because they can be a lot more accurate. It's not so much fun to watch, because they shoot it only at 50 metres. You'd think they shoot a compound further than the recurve, but they've brought it forward to 50 and reduced the target size. And instead of having a set system, they shoot, I think it's 15 arrows, and highest score takes it. Well, with those things, if one archer gets like a 2 or 3 point lead with only a few arrows left to go, it feels like it's over, and it's a much duller thing to watch. So, and they tried to change that up so they can get it into the Olympics, because it had to be different to recurve, but they haven't achieved that. I don't think they will with the current system. And I know a lot of compound archers at the top level find it the most boring thing to compete at now, because there's no variation. All they do is practice 50 meters day in, day out on these small targets, where they're just nailing the tent shot after shot after shot, and they find it dull. And these are people who have represented the country, and that they want a different format, but it's the way it is. But those things, I mean, in the archery distances up to like 90 meters, they can be accurate as target rifles. So make it 100 meters. I think so. If you're going to shoot a compound, yeah, definitely. It doesn't want to be closer than the recurve, because even the recurves, the best in the world now, they're expected to shoot 10 after 10 after 10. So with a compound, where you've got the advantage of the machine, it needs to be further. It really does. But, or a different target, or 70 meters on a smaller target. Now that would be another challenge and make it a bit different. That would be cool as well. Oh, it's Wally. Should we ignore him and walk off? I did shoot compound briefly. I actually found it aggravated my injury more because with a compound, with a recurve, you rotate your arm back to about here before you shoot. With a compound, it rotates further. And it wasn't the weight, because you got less holding weight. I thought it'd be better for me. Turned out the opposite, and it was actually more painful. So I didn't enjoy it particularly, although I shot quite well. You shot service rifle matches decades ago, best fun ever. I've spoken to a couple of people who've said that. There's a guy at our club in Archer now, and he was a cook in the army, and he used to do service rifle shoots, competitions against other regiments and stuff, and yeah, he absolutely loved it.
Hey, Wally.
How's it hanging?
How's it hanging?
Seriously, that's the joke you were going to use right now?
I'm trying out some new material.
Don't quit your day job.
It's always good.
Wally, what happened?
As if you don't know.
I don't really.
How did you end up here? I saw your office had been ransacked.
LeChuck came into the shop storming mad because he thought I gave him a mop map instead of a map to the secret.
Yeah, real head scratcher how that happened.
This the way this game has set everything up, you kind of realise how Guybrush has absolutely screwed everything up for everyone in the game. Like, I don't think there's a single character that now isn't worse off because of what Guybrush has done.
I wish I could get you out of those shackles.
You and me both.
Thanks for the C-map. That was really great, and I owe you for all the work you did for free.
Glad you liked it.
That mop map you made for me was a winner.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did make you a mop map. Wait, it's all starting to make sense now. Why is it that every time our paths cross, good old Wally is kidnapped or tormented or worse?
The mysteries of how the universe works may never be known.
No, they'll never be known.
Yeah, I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got to get the secret before LeChuck does.
Sure, run off. Wally will be fine.
I'm sure he'll still be there when I get back. Can I have a look at the serial number on the locks?
It's a bit late in the game for that.
Okay, fair enough. Which way do we go? Come on, run. Run, boy, run.
Flambe, you're awake.
Not for long. I'm just here to tell you that you are making a mistake. LeChuck's obsession consumes him like a frog swallowing a tarantula. You don't want to be there when he opens that chest.
Just leave you hanging over this ocean of lava. I wonder there before he opens it. Oh, is this chest going to be like the Ark of the Covenant if we open it?
Correct. I want to be there before he opens it.
Ugh, you two deserve each other.
Yeah, that's right. Run!
I think he was giving me a friendly warning. Okay. We will bear that in mind.
I can't really see down there too well.
Contemplate.
There's a lot of lava.
Jump to certain lava death.
Okay, here goes.
I don't know why that was a thing.
LeChuck, I'm coming for you! I'm coming for you!
Oh, is this where he had his spell?
Arr! Damn you, Threepwood! I should have gotten rid of you the first 58 times I had the chance. You will never make it down here alive.
Is this... Okay.
Just once, I want this to be easy.
Is this... Oh, let's read that. It's going to be another maze, isn't it?
Only the organized pirate will pass.
Oh, it's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The organized pirate. Well, nothing else to do. So do we have to pick anything up? Alright, well, let's have a look. I need that hat. The hell?
It looks like a piece of 8, but made of stone. I wonder if the parrot had anything to do with the eye.
Is this going to be a case of put that in there? No, it's not, actually. Curious. Very curious.
I can relate.
Check out the frustrated monkey.
I can relate. I'm naming it Captain Squint.
There's another one.
It's one of those stone pieces of 8.
We don't have a telescope, do we? Because that feels like that should be in there. Stone piece of 8? We can't put it. Okay, we'll carry on.
It looks proud to be a monkey.
A jolly monkey.
It's one of those stone pieces of 8.
I guess we'll go through, and that comes up there. The organized pirate.
I wonder if the parrot had anything to do with the eye.
Well, we can't use these. So it must be something else. What would you hold up for a parrot? I have no chicken feed. I've got an empty grog mug now. Wouldn't be a feather. That would be silly. Organised. Organised? I don't have a briefcase to put everything into, do I? I've got 3 stone pieces of 8. I don't have to put them in a box or anything? Oh? What? Why the hell is that a thing? Oh, can I give it any old thing? Crackers. That looks the most likely. That needs something to open up a coconut with. We've got some toadfish. I would have thought... the knife, maybe? It looks like he's holding a knife. Maybe a monocle? I'm not sure about the monocle. But I'm not sure about anything else at this point. It does magnify things. The jolly monkey. Oh, grog. That seems like an odd sort of a puzzle.
LeChuck! The secret will never be yours!
I hate solving puzzles more than I hate Threepwood!
The secret will never be yours!
Huh? Threepwood, won't you ever give up and just go home?
Once is a coincidence. Twice is suspicious.
Yeah, is this the same thing again?
Only the observant pirate will pass.
Well, let's go this way then. Console the cabin monkey.
It's one of those stone pieces of 8.
I think I should put that in there. That might be a mistake. I don't see any more in here. I'm going to chuck a piece of 8 in each one.